In today's session, let's begin with scheduling. So the first question is how to define the activities. Any construction project are unique and complex. Each project has thousands of activities. Capturing each activity is very crucial to define the critical path of the project. To estimate accurate cost and resources and to minimize the project risk. Let's master scheduling to increase the project success. The first question is how to identify the activities. You have to go through the tender document to get each detail of the project out of it, which can help in scheduling. The available drawings, whether it's a conceptual drawings or the good for construction drawings, need to be understood in detail to break the entire project into smaller work packages. Specification also help us to understand the methodologies which can help us to define the sequence of activities. The conceptual models can help us to understand the more about the project and to understand the critical aspect which need to be started in the early stage. And finally, we need to have a meeting with the expert to understand various constraints and various specifications which the subject matter expert understands. And once all of this is done, then as a scheduler, we can proceed with scheduling in Microsoft Project. How to define activities in Microsoft Project? Now this is our attempt to develop a project in Microsoft Project of tower execution, which will have the substructure, superstructure as the work packages. The substructure will have three work packages: civil work, finishing work, and the MEP work. Civil work will have various civil activities which are required in the substructure phase of the project, and then we will use the relationship to sequence it. Then we will have the finishing activities under the finishing work package, and then we will have a MEP activities under the MEP work packages. MEP activities divided into the MEP final fix, MEP second fix, and MEP first fix. And in superstructure, we can have various floors, each floor having three work packages, that is civil work, finishing work, and MEP work. Here we will define the civil work into more activities. However, finishing and MEP work we will let as the work package. To begin with the scheduling, we will be required with the duration column, the start date column, the finish date column, and the predecessor column to define the relationship. But before that, let us set the start date of the project. So you have to go to the project information, and then select the start date. In this training session, we will select 1st January as a start date for easy calculations. Again, you can go to project information and you can select the calendar which you defined in the previous session. Now this step is very important. Now further, to understand and make the entire screen more user friendly, we will go to the bar chart, bar styles, and under task we will select the name as the legend on the left of each of the bar, and on the right we will select the duration. This will make the Gantt chart reading much more simpler and convenient for the user. Now you can see we have the activities with duration, we have proper representation on the Gantt chart. Also in time scale, you can go to non-working time and you can select the calendar so that it also get represented on the Gantt chart. Also, one thing which need to be taken into the account is that under the task mode, you have to change the each activity as auto schedule so that every time we do not have to schedule it manually. Now today you have to download this day 5 task sheet in which each activity is defined. Now once you download this, you need to copy each activity cell by selecting all the activities and copying it. And once this is done, you need to open our MS project and need to paste these activities under the task name. As required, we will change the task mode to auto schedule. Now the next thing need to be done is to properly indent. That means each activity must be under its work package. So using this indent option, we can proceed with properly indenting the activity under its work packages. And the work package is also required to be intended once the activities is intended. So we have a towers execution having substructure which have civil, finishing and MEP, each having its own activities. So now you can see we are ready with all the activities which are there. The next step is to define the duration. So this can also be done by simply pasting the duration from the today's task sheet for each individual activity. So for each activity, we will paste the duration one by one. So we will do it for the substructure, we will do it for the superstructure, and under the superstructure for finishing and MEP work, you can directly press 30 days as the duration. Now you have the activities, you have the duration. Now the next thing that we need to do is to start scheduling it. Now the real step of scheduling begins, where we have to utilize our knowledge of relationship. Now this is the most important part of the scheduling, which will define the critical path and hence the duration of the project. So all you have to do is to go to the predecessor cell and you have to select the activity and the relationship together. So you can select the start to start relationship, finish to finish relationship, finish to start relationship, or start to finish relationship along with the lead and lag. And once you do it, MSP will automatically schedule the activity, as you can see on the screen. So selecting the correct relationship is very important, along with the proper lead or lag which is required to practically make the schedule viable. Now this is the task which you all have to perform to arrive at a logically derived date of the project by using the correct relationship and lead and lag. So once this will be done, this will be the output or the result which is expected once the linkages is being done. So you can see all the possible logical linkages has been assigned, which is resulting into the preliminary schedule in the MSP. So here we are ready with the schedule. So let's begin with the today's task. Let's invest a few minutes to upgrade our skills.